I don't know why that shut off, but the fact of the lion just being in the Old Testament just kind of signifies strength and power, and I guess it's used in a way more to empower Christians as well, like not to make them feel so stupid by the lamb or so weak, by the lamb or vulnerable, but gives them the sense of like, hey, I can do this, and during that time period, that was kind of important for a lot of Jews and a lot of Christians that were reading this. They needed some strength from somewhere, and I'm grateful that John put something in there for them because it was a terrible time for them, obviously, as I listed down here. Also, looking at the beast, fun little tidbit that I saw is that 666 is spelled the same way in Hebrew as Nero is spelled, which is kind of like spelled NRWN space QSR, which I have no clue what that means, but you might know because you've done a lot of Hebrew research, or I think you do know Hebrew or something like that. I just can't remember. But either way, that's a fun tidbit that I found. I don't even know if that's true, but it was in a scholarly article, so I'm assuming, but I think there's debate there too. And so, but one other article that I read kind of took the opposite position of this, like being all about Rome, all about the Roman Empire and the emperors and all that stuff. They took a totally different view, and it said that doing that or assuming that robs the passage of its eschatological intent. Sorry, I can't say that word very well. But it takes away from that, and that it basically says that if you assume that that's the common interpretation, it's a mistake based upon the fact that the beast related to Daniel, and then Daniel is read as an eschatological work in John's time. And it has a lot of explanation about that. I read through most of it, and it was just very, very different. Very, very different. I think in that same article, it explained, or in the prior article about the 666, it also explained like the mark, the right hand and the forehead, which is like, obviously the mark in general, but the places that the mark was on the people, explained it in like a lawful way, like not like law as in like judge, jury, that type thing. And it said the mark is the sign of the belonging. And then the right hand, it says men must act in conformity to the order of the state. And then the forehead is men must think in conformity to the state. Because obviously think the brain. And then, so, and there's also arguments on the other side with the whole Roman Empire and things of that nature, is that the number of 7 and 10 are numbers of completeness.